I pray for our leaders, Speaker Turzai, Leader Cutler, Governor Wolf, President Trump.
I think we need to be very, very clear that everybody in this House matters, whether they're Christian, Muslim, or Jew.
A prayer that stirred up the House.
Pennsylvania was founded by William Penn on the basis of freedom of conscience. I have a strong spiritual sense. This is not a reflection of the religion I grew up in.
God, forgive us. Jesus, we've lost sight of you. We've forgotten you, God.
It was hard for me to watch, but what was even harder was that the speaker did not stop her immediately.
Yesterday, Representative Movita Johnson-Harrell was sworn in as the first Muslim woman representative in Pennsylvania. We spoke with her today at the Capitol after what she and other Democrats are calling a prayer that was too political.
We need to make sure that we are providing more inclusion as opposed to being divisive. I think my presence and my visual in the House sends a message that we have to represent everyone in the Commonwealth, not just particular groups in the Commonwealth.
Movita Johnson-Harrell is now facing jail time for allegedly stealing more than $500,000. Eyewitness News reporter Howard Monroe is live at Philadelphia Police Headquarters with this story tonight. Howard.
She turned herself into police earlier on this morning. Now the Attorney General says that she was stealing from the nonprofit she founded and then spent the money on herself. The nonprofit, located on the 4000 block of Halton Avenue, was known as Mecca. It was supposed to serve the mentally ill and poor who were fighting addiction, but Shapiro says it was used as a cash account by Johnson-Harrell.
Her theft knew no bounds.
He says Johnson-Harrell stole $500,000 from the nonprofit and used the money for designer clothes, furs, a Porsche, back mortgage payments, and to fund lavish vacations.
Former Philadelphia State Representative Movita Johnson-Harrell has been released from jail. Now, we learned she was granted early parole and is on house arrest, in part because of crowding concerns at the jail amid the outbreak. Johnson-Harrell pleaded guilty to stealing $500,000 from a charity she founded to lead a lavish lifestyle. Her original term was set to end in May.
Back in 2013, the Ministry of Justice signed an understanding to help Saudi with judicial work. They told us today no work has been carried out, but the agreement remains in place. And in March last year, the Home Office entered into a formal agreement with Saudi Arabia, offering UK expertise in security and policing to help modernise the kingdom. Now, what exactly that means is unclear. So the question remains, what exactly is the role of British police in helping a system that violates human rights?
And all throughout southern Ontario, a bunch of municipalities and cities have okayed mosques to blast the Islamic call to prayer for about 5 minutes during this Ramadan. I'm not going to doubt the fact that some people, or some Muslims, would find an Islamic call to prayer blasting throughout Canada a comforting thing, saying, oh, look, and they accept us and our religion, isn't this a lovely thing? However, other people would be extremely discomforted by it. And that's one of the things you have to realize in a secular society. I have a lot of friends who came from the Islamic Republic of Iran, where I know friends who were beaten for not wearing the hijab properly. I know friends who were arrested for not wearing the hijab. I know people who, during Ramadan, tell stories of Iran, basically thugs coming in the morning call to prayer to sort of get you out of bed and make sure you attend Ramadan as like a service. So you have to like pay them charity, but it was really like a thuggish sort of mafioso type thing. Mississauga, we talked about, church bells illegal, Islamic call to prayer legal. Now, I think in Brampton, church bells are still legal, and this is what Patrick Brown, the mayor, who was named in the Qatar papers, he said, oh, it's just like church bells. Now, I don't want to hear church bells at 9 a.m. in the morning. But I say, yeah, listen, some people were tortured in the Islamic Republic of Iran and don't want to hear that, or they went through hell in Saudi Arabia. You wonder who was lobbying for this. I do know for a fact, because I know people who have spoken to the city council members from these different communities. None of them have any idea what's in the Islamic call to prayer. None of them asked for a translation of what's actually being said. They all okayed it, sight unseen, without a second thought given. It is so clear that no mayor, not Bonnie Crombie, not John Tory, not Patrick Brown, gave this even a second thought. None of them even gave it a second thought. They just heard diversity, and they're like, let's go for it.
Justin Trudeau is heavily entrenched in this organization, and he has recently, him and his liberal cult people there that he has, they have pledged tens of millions of dollars again to this organization because apparently they haven't sent enough. Now, I want to ask if like, are you like the Canadians? Like, are you naive? Like, what's happening here? You know they're laughing at you right now. They call you khawaga in Arabic. The Muslims, they make fun of you. They make fun of the white Canadians that they're taking their money. And we are now sitting in fear and cowering because we're scared of being called racists as they gobble up your money to go and commit terror acts with it. But God forbid someone calls you a racist. God forbid you pick up the phone and challenge your government. Please wake up.